Please welcome Chaim Weitzman, AZA 1510 alum, and our Steinberg JCC Executive Director, Mark Martin.
This isn't on the script, but the other morning, a few weeks ago, Bob asked me to his office before anyone was here. He hands me a box of Kleenex when I go in there. And we got to watch this. And then you saw two grown men crying their eyes out, talking about our times in AZA. In 1974, I was a senior in high school and had the privilege of speaking at the 50th anniversary celebration of BBYO as a member of Chaim Weitzman AZA 1510. As I stand here today, I am reminded of that speech. It's incredible to think that the words I spoke then could be echoed today, reflecting the timeless impact BBYO has had on my life. BBYO, and specifically AZA, has been a cornerstone for me, a source of connection to my faith and to a network of remarkable individuals. BBYO gave me the opportunity to immerse myself in Judaism, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. I met some of the most incredible people, forming lifelong friendships and creating memories that I hold dear. It's nearly impossible for me to fully convey what BBYO and AZA mean to me. The experiences and values they have instilled are immeasurable. Like many of us in attendance tonight, BBYO extends many generations in our families. From my father to myself, to my two children, BBYO membership is a family tradition. Additionally, my daughter served as the Omaha director for 5 years. And now, under the outstanding leadership of BBYO CEO, Matt Grossman, I see that same spirit and dedication continuing to thrive. Matt has guided BBYO for the last 20 years with a vision that honors its rich legacy while inspiring the next generation. I first had the pleasure of meeting Matt 10 years ago when he visited Omaha upon AZA's 90th anniversary. We are indeed fortunate to have him here with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Matt Grossman back to Omaha.
Mark, thank you so much. That's deeply touching, and to be mentioned anywhere near one's own child is a true honor, maybe the truest. It's wonderful to be here again. I was in this same room this past August where the BBYO rituals, the AZA and BBG rituals, were conducted to install the 99th Grand Board of the Aleph Tzadik Aleph, as well as the 79th Board of the B'nai B'rith Girls. And what I know some of you may have been here that night as well. It was such a special moment for the organization to be in Omaha where it all began. But what you may not know is the next night, I believe it was the second day after school had started, the entire group of 140 teens from around the world in the next evening went over to Central High School. And they got a tour of the high school. They saw the Hall of Fame at the high school. They touched the plaques honoring the Monskys, the Biebers, and afterward, they joyfully ran out onto the football field singing Up You Men and doing the songs and chants that probably were originated here in Omaha, Nebraska so many years beforehand. And, obviously, a lot has happened since that August time in our Jewish community, and those teens, those 140, dispersed to communities around the world to take on the leadership roles that they had committed themselves to. And then October 7th happened, and it was a tragic moment, obviously, and not just for Israeli teens, but for young people around the world. And the Jewish teens in BBYO, that moment led to a moment of response for them. And the response came in many different ways. Many of them took to writing. And in fact, if you look at our website, The Shofar, which is BBYO's traditional newspaper, is now a digital piece which is kept online. There are scores of articles by teens from around the world just emoting, sharing what it meant to be a Jew at that moment. They also raised money. They raised nearly $100,000 to support families displaced from the Gaza envelope who were staying at the Maccabi Zaire Youth Village outside of Tel Aviv. They wrote letters to soldiers. They reached out to their friends in Israel. And they also came together. They came together at regional conventions all over the world, more than 10,000 of them last fall. They participated in these weekend retreats where they sang together, danced together, celebrated Shabbat together. And then our largest event of the year, International Convention in February, 3,700 teens from across the globe came together for more of that Jewish joy and acknowledgement of the evil that also existed in the world. And it all started on May 3rd, in 1924, in Omaha, Nebraska. All that I just mentioned wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for this place, this community, this part of the world, AZA, Mother Chapter, #1. And I want to thank this incredible community. The descendants of those 14 young men, of Sam Bieber, of Henry Monsky, I'm sure are in the room tonight. I want to thank you for giving birth to a movement which throughout the last 100 years has shown hundreds of thousands of Jewish teens that they're not alone. It's given me a purpose for the last 20 years of my life, and I owe that to this community as well. You've shown that it's not just enough to be there for each other in dark times, but to show the world that there is, in good times, our community as Jews can create things that bring joy to each other's lives and to other people's lives. That's what this JCC represents, a place of joy, a place of community. That's what Jewish Federation is all about, supporting our efforts to make this world a better place. And for the young people in BBYO, tens of thousands of them across the globe, we owe it all to you. And I just can't thank you enough for what this community has done to make this movement real for the last 100 years. Thank you. And in, I believe there's a piece of art in a magnificent JCC full of beautiful art, including the exhibit to BBYO outside of these walls, which was deeply touching. The BBYO family wanted to leave behind something for this place honoring BBYO's 100th year. It's a menorah. It's a one-of-a-kind piece from Gary Rosenthal, an artist in the Washington, D.C. area. And we're deeply honored to have a little piece of this movement remain here in Omaha on this wonderful year. Thank you all very much.